Julie Hayes with the CBS in Waco, Texas, just about 10 miles down the road from the McGregor testing facility. And Dan and Hans, this is for the both of you. First of all, if you could just tell us more about the relationship between NASA and SpaceX, how that is, and also how critical is a facility like McGregor to accomplishing your overall goals?
Yeah, the relationship is grown immensely with respect and sharing of information and knowledge transfer, quite honestly, both ways, right? A little bit new way of doing business with SpaceX. It's really forced us to come back and look at our processes. And it's somewhat turning over the keys to a commercial industry to take over, not take over, but to get mature and the ability to perform commercial markets in low Earth orbit, right? Our goal will be to eventually get out of low Earth orbit, get on our way to cislunar onto Mars. And so we want to leave behind the knowledge that we've gained for all these years to the SpaceXs of the world, to the Sierras of the world, to the orbitals of the world, so they can pick up, and hopefully we'll see, in the next 5-10 years, somewhat of a more even vibrant commercial market in low Earth orbit, which can be self-sustained. You have commercial launches, commercial crews could be possibly going there to low Earth orbit. Again, thinking past when the ISS is done. We want to be able to. I think it would be good for the world if we carried on with some of the fundamental research that we're doing in low Earth orbit. We plan to leave that to the commercial markets to do that.
I would say SpaceX and NASA at today works as a team. There's things that SpaceX can do very well, and there's things that NASA can do very well, and anything that is related to knowledge that we have not done so far. NASA has enormous resources that help us, finding how to solve problems and how to get stuff done, and in return we really enjoy launching their payloads and cargo up to the station and also satellites. That's obviously great to have NASA as customer there too. And with respect to McGregor, it's essential, absolutely. I want to say it's one of our key important facilities, as important as the launch site, I would say. We test every engine there. We test the engine at basically the environment where they're going to be tested, and then we ship the engines back, build a rocket out of it, and then ship them back to McGregor and test the entire stages. And that is something that not everybody does. That is something that really helps us to become reliable. And the McGregor facility allows us to do this. It's something you can't do in the middle of Los Angeles. Obviously, you need a facility out in the open. And I was actually on the team that went originally to look for test sites 15 years ago or 14 years ago. And I do remember swinging by McGregor and then thinking, okay, this is the place. This is where we build our test site. And today it's a really busy site. There's I don't know how many hundreds of employees by now, and it's a very professional and built up site that is absolutely essential. It's essential for us and for NASA too, actually. So
we'll stay here in the front of the room.
Thank you. Sawyer Rosenstein with Talking Space. For Dan, I was just wondering, because originally we had heard an October date, I believe, for the next Cygnus launch for OA8. Can you talk about what the future is for the rest of the year for cargo resupply missions, and if having 4 USOC crew members is affecting that, either needing more supplies or no difference at all?
So from a CRS mission, so SpaceX, obviously this 12-1, then 13 we're hoping to get off, I'll say early December time period. The OA8 moved from October to November, and a couple reasons on that. Number one, we want to get these EVAs done in front of that, and so that gave again and you kind of want to do EVAs consecutively to make the best use of the crew time and how much refurbishment you have to do with the suit between the EVAs. That was a driver. Actually, we were a little bit light on the OA8 mission, and so with the slip of 1 month, we were able to produce or get new cargo that we need up to the station on the order of about 400 kilograms. So a significant increase in the amount of mass we could take up for it. And then also, kind of like we have the Dragon, we try to really use the Dragon for return of samples, and